Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Alberta News and Views. The tent towns are growing across Canada. So every province has decided to build what are called modular cabins. So every province is doing something a little bit different. In British Columbia, they have bigger ATCO shacks. They are using hotels. They're trying to put these people wherever they can while mowing down these tent towns. But the tent towns are still growing. So these modular cabins, the crack shacks, they will grow as well. Now, everybody is wondering how much it would cost. And all of the municipalities and cities were pretty tight-lipped about it. But then everybody's taxes went up. And then they're like, how much are these costing? Well, we have a dollar amount now. This is from Peterborough. So I'm going to go through this. And then I got a few other little things I got to go over. Modular cabins cost $2.4 million to build and $1.9 million to run annually. The city reports. Report to be reviewed by Peterborough councillors on Monday lays out costs associated with replacing tent encampments on Ray Hill parking lot. I can show you a brief video of this too. I'll do that at the end to give you an idea of what they looked like when they were brand new, when they were brand spanking new and it was all clean. Well, now, of course, the culture is starting to set in. The city paid more than $2.4 million to build the modular cabins for people without homes in the Rehill parking lot near downtown Peterborough, states a new city staff report. And the cabins are expected to cost the city a further $1.9 million in annual operating expenses. The report will be reviewed by the city councillors at a general committee meeting Monday night at City Hall. Sorry, friends, there is going to be a hard, crushing reality for everybody if spending and recklessness continues with stuff, with these pet projects like this. The 50 cabins were purchased and installed in the city-owned Rehill parking lot this fall as an alternative to a tent encampment that had been there for nearly 3 years. The city disclosed in the fall that each cabin cost $21,150, and it came from a Cambridge, Ontario company called Now Housing. You're telling me that one of those cost $21,150? Come on. But it was never made clear how much the city paid in total for construction or would pay for annual operation of the site until the report was released Thursday. The money to pay for the project is coming from the Ontario government. The city got a boost of $2.5 million from the province's homelessness prevention program in the fiscal year 2023-2024, in addition to the other provincial money to aid homelessness, for a total of about $7.6 million for the year. Unreal. Many residents of the cabins had previously lived in the tent encampment or they lived outdoors elsewhere in the city. They took occupancy of the cabins on November 27th, 2023. People adapted to life in their cabins without the usual period of destabilization that people experience as they move from chronic homelessness to housing. The report states, instead, residents showed positive mental and physical improvements within days. You know what? There are nursing students. You know what? They're just students. There are people here giving her, working, going to school, living in their cars. They're living in their cars wherever they can. What was it? Sleeping under bridges as well in parks? They deserve this. They deserve the tax dollars for this because they will be contributing. It's not like they were somewhere in a tent for 3 years not doing anything else. This is the heart-crushing reality I am talking about. There are people that are deserving of my tax dollars. Unreal. Yeah, of course, their positive mental and physical improvements improved within days. Free ride. The new report points out the Elizabeth Fry Society is offering 24/7 help and support to residents, for instance, which the city had disclosed in the fall. But it mentions for the first time that Finally a Home, subsidiary to the social housing provider Peterborough Housing Corporation, is managing the site and acting as landlord. So here's where it breaks it down, but I want to show you the part, the annual operating costs. So administration and supports is $855,741. Security. The site has 24/7 security guards at $638,821. Property management is $48,850. And a frickin' meal program. The city supplies a daily dinner to the cabin residents at $177,253. And of course, repairs, maintenance, and garbage at $159,488. City operating costs, various additional costs to the city, including project management, job positions, $150,000, insurance, $28,000. Neighborhood liaison work. Monthly neighborhood consultation meetings are run by professional consultation firms, for instance, and there are further city staff and administration costs, whatever, $16,000. Total cost, $2,199,000. This is the biggest waste of money I have ever seen in my life. One of them. This is a typical government project where everybody is feeding from the taxpayer-funded trough. Administration, security, property management. This is virtue signaling to the max. And this is no different than a green energy job funded by taxpayer dollars, government money. Everybody is smiling. Huge grins from ear to ear because they know they can gouge the system, pay themselves whatever they want. All in this case, all in the name of homelessness and getting rid of the tent towns. It's unbelievable, the waste. Here's another example of what I'm talking about. The public sector hiring is driving Canada's labor market. Employment gains in the public sector more than offset losses among businesses last month. This is all a lie. Canada is just, it's just a big fog of an economic war. It's disgusting. Employment gains in the public sector more than offset losses among Canadian businesses last month, highlighting a labor market that is being propped up by government hiring. It's unbelievable what's going on in this country. In February, public sector roles rose by 18,800 positions, while the private sector lost 16,400 jobs. Stats Canada data showed. Over the past year, employment in the public sector has grown 4.7% versus 1.2% in the private industry. We have a government-funded, immigration-pushing country right now, which is why our productivity is in absolute free fall and our investment is only supplied by taxpayer dollars because that's the only thing that's making this going, that's keeping the country going. I got a big question for you. After this next election, when all of these liberals lose their jobs, how many of them do you think are going to go back to their country of origin? I looked it up this morning. There's a lot of immigrants in this government right now. And if you look at where their loyalties lie, it makes a lot of sense of where all of this money is going and how much of it is just unaccounted for. It is unbelievable that we live in a country where you can just show up here from another country, have dual citizenship, and get into government and get your hands on taxpayer dollars. And then if lose an election and leave the country and go back. It is crazy to think that, but it is happening. Follow me on Substack and Spotify. All of you out there, like, share, and take care.